So, welcome to another video here at Back to Classics, and today we're going to discuss again the Mercedes C55 AMG, my daily driver. Now, we did a video on this car a few months ago when I purchased it from a known client of ours who had this car from new, so I knew everything about the history of the bike. When I bought this car from a it's not a bike, it's just a car. Anyway, so the whole of the service history is known, as well as all the owners, obviously. And I was very confident, also because this particular model, C55 AMG with the M113 engine, is a very reliable unit. That got me thinking about owning a real AMG from the era where, in my opinion, AMG was still making proper AMG cars. And it wasn't just a badge you put on anything to sell more of it, as it is now. But this car had a lot of things wrong with it. You can watch that original video that we posted a few months ago to see what my list of items were when discussing future plans with it. And I can report that almost all of these issues have been dealt with in the meantime. So had this car for a few months now, nearly half a year, and I can honestly say that I'm very, very fond of this car already. It has performed really, really well. It's very comfortable, it's fast, sporty, it's a true AMG while being a true Mercedes at the same time. Yeah, I came to like and love this car even, which we'll show you also in this video. So in the previous video, we noticed the damage on the front of the car, especially on the bonnet, where there was some stone chips, as well as on the front bumper, where there was a crack there. That was all repaired, and while at it, we also made sure that the wire mesh in the front bumper was all well sorted and now nicely fitted, as well as the headlights that were polished, although I'm not 100% satisfied with the end result. So we might need to do that again, and this time perhaps with some sandpaper, and take it down to 3000 or something. We'll have to see. But that's something we might need to go into further a little bit. Let's have a look under the bonnet, because a lot was done there as well. Now, we don't need an assistant anymore to keep up the bonnet, because new struts were fitted and now it holds itself. That's nice. And of course, a very good clean inside the engine bay. That missing logo was refitted. Also, there were some leakage coming from the oil filter housing, so new O-rings in there, and also the bottom of the crankcase that was resealed. Of course, oil change, new filter, etc. And then the engine supports, the rubber engine supports, were also refitted. Very hard to see right now, but these are underneath, between the subframe and the engine. They were very worn, so these were replaced as well. Now, I did notice another oil leak coming from the valve covers, so that's something that we need to address in the near future, taking the valve covers off and resealing those, because that is a tiny oil leak that we still have on this car. But apart from that, oh, that's another thing, because the complete coolant system was replaced. A new radiator that was leaking, so replaced that with a new one, as well as all the hoses, as well as the expansion tank was all replaced and now good as new. Already did quite a lot of miles on this car. Took it on a holiday trip to Italy, and it performed really, really well on the way there, and also in the lovely Tuscan mountains, where you can really enjoy a car like this. Much more than here in Holland, by the way. So you might remember that this car came on 19-inch black wheels, hideous wheels in my opinion, so I sold those, away with them. But also the owner kept the original AMG wheels with winter tires. So I first drove it on the winter tires with the original set of AMG wheels, and then popped up a set of extra wheels on a place called Marktplaats in Holland, where I was able to purchase another set of these wheels. And these are quite hard to find, because they were specific for the C55 AMG, and therefore, like I said, hard to find. So I was very lucky with that, and I was able to pick them up. Of course, they needed refurbishment, so that has also been done. They have been aligned. 3 of the 4 were a little bit crooked, but that's all sorted. And of course, they were newly fitted to this car after being powder coated in correct silver. And a new set of Michelin Pilot Sport tires were fitted as well. So I'm very happy with how these wheels turned out on this car, because this is how it's meant to be. And then I have, of course, the extra set, same extra set wheels that I just keep with the winter tires for now. And then after next season I will probably also refurbish them just as these were. So I have 2 perfect sets of original AMG wheels, one with summer tires and one with winter tires. So that's the plan for the near future. But for now I'm really happy with how this turned out. At the rear there was just this little dent here that was taken out by a specialist. No need for painting, so that was perfectly done. And of course the exhaust tips that needed polishing, so that was done as well. You may remember this little indicator here on the mirror was broken, so replaced that as well. And now I think on the outside the car is looking absolutely fabulous, and I'm very pleased with that as well. So here we had this bezel here that was broken, so replaced that as well. And a new nice AMG logo on the top, because there was some damage probably from driving with a ring on a finger, so that was taken care of. And then on the audio, this car came with a iPod connectivity, and there I simply added a Bluetooth device, so it's now able to pair my phone with the Bluetooth. Decided to keep the original unit here. That's actually quite a good unit, and I didn't find any replacement that is suitable or is nice other than things that are offered on Temu or on AliExpress, which I absolutely don't like in a Mercedes. Of course, the navigation system being still the old-fashioned system with a DVD, that is not up to date anymore, but you can use your phone for navigating as well. This cover was missing, but I was able to find a very good used cover, so that's now part of the car as well. And if you remember from the previous video, there was still this protective plastic on here that took about 1 million hours, but eventually it all came off, and now it's very nice here as well. How lovely. New license plates, I forgot that. It is quite intoxicating still, that V8 power under the bonnet of this car. It pulls and it pulls and it pulls and it keeps pulling. Now we're not at the German Autobahn. Now I've been there with this car. You can see where this car really shines, and that is right there. Especially between 160 and 200, the acceleration is just epic. And that is all done in utmost comfort, sitting on these lovely sport seats. Absolutely beautiful. That said, also what I've noticed on the more tighter bends and where you really need to get going on Italian back roads, this car is also coming into its own. Also noticed while working on this car underneath, almost in every part there is an AMG logo, which means that Mercedes did their absolute best in making this car a true, I wouldn't say sports car, but it really handles like no other Mercedes. It's a true AMG in that department. So that is what makes this car special, of course, compared to the normal W203 models out there. So about future upgrades, what could we do? Well, first we have this extra set of wheels, of course, I was just talking about. For that we need some winter tires. So perhaps if you have any ideas, leave it in the comments. What type of winter tires are best suited for a car like this? If you think about maybe going on a winter holiday in the Alps or something, you need some good tires to do that, of course. And it's also nice to have the capabilities on the roads in winter as well. Obviously difficult to compare with the currently fitted Pilot Sport from Michelin, but what would be the best tires? Then on another level, I found that the rear sway bar on this car is a little rusty in the meantime. That's the only thing on the bottom side of this car that I have some doubts about. So I might need to replace that. And if we're going to replace it, should we go for the standard AMG sway bar or a upgrade, and then perhaps also doing that in the front? I don't have any complaints about the ride quality of the car, so My idea is just to replace it with the standard item, but if you have any ideas, just let us know in the comments. And the biggest upgrade I'm thinking about are actually the brakes. I did some research and I found out that the brake system from the CLK and the SLK and the CL55 AMG can be fitted on this car, which means that we upgrade the front calipers to 6-pot and the rear calipers to 4-pot. And that might be a nice upgrade to do on this car, which means of course that we have to look for those brakes, which is not that easy. So should you have them lying around or know someone who has them and is willing to sell them to me, let me know in the comments. That is something that I'm really looking for. And then it's also at the same time, of course, we're going to replace the rotors and of course new pads, etc. Maybe, although I came to think about that differently, the exhaust, and then perhaps fit a final exhaust, so just the final resonator. But I'm not too convinced because I don't want the car to be too loud. So again, if you have some ideas about that, leave them in the comment. What is the best sound upgrade? If you want a little bit more sound but not something crazy, that is definitely not what I want. There are too many AMGs already that make too much noise. So that's my thoughts about this car going forward. Of course, there's some little maintenance to do as well, like the valve covers I was talking about and the little oil leak we have from there. But apart from that, I am very, very happy with how this car turned out, and I am very, very keen on driving it for the coming years. And if you can think of anything else that I might need upgrading, just let me know in the comments as well. I'm open for good ideas, obviously, so be sure to comment. So we hope you like this video. If you do, please leave a comment, like and subscribe to this video. That really helps this channel a lot. So I'm very keen to hear what your thoughts are on this Mercedes C55 AMG. We thank you very much for watching. Toodaloo-dokie. See you next time.